Hello and welcome to React Tailwind. Today I'm going to show you how to create this beautiful hero component with Tailwind CSS, React and Framer Motion. If I reload the page, it has a beautiful animation. This is fully responsive. Also, I will show you how to create this SVG background. So let's start. Okay guys, I have already created a React project with Vite. If you don't know how to create, I have already a video about it. So let's start. Add some class name. Mean height will be screen. BG will be black, but for now I'm going to add the BG will be white. Then I will change that. Add another div. Relative isolate. Add another div. Overflow will be hidden. Add another div. px will be 6, lg px 8, mx will be auto, max weight will be 7xl, pt will be 6, and sm will be 60, lg pt will be 32. If I add for now background for this, so let's see. This is the max width, the 7xl. When you add mx02, it will be in the center. Add another div. Max width will be 2xl. mx will be auto. x will be 14. lg mx will be 0. lg max width will be none. lg play will be flex. lg item will be center. bg blue 200 like 40. This is max width 2xl. Inside this div, I'm going to add two div. To name this first div and add another div and name it second div. If you see the layout, it is one div in here and it's the second div. So I'm going to add some class names to the first div. Width will be full, max width will be xl, lg sharing will be 0, xl, max width will be 2xl. So for now I'm going to add some height to this too, and bg yellow. This is our first div. So what we have in here, we have this text, and two buttons. So at first inside this I'm going to add h2, add some class names. Text 4xl, font will be bold, tracking will be tight, and text will be white. sm text will be 6xl. This text, if I save, remove the background. This is our text, and remove this height also. Below this I'm going to add a p tag, add some class names. Relative, margin top will be 6, text will be lg, and leading will be 8, text gray 300, same, max weight pmd, lg, max weight will be none. If I save, this is our text. So below this div, add another div, some class names. Play will be flex, item will be center, margin top will be 10, and gap x will be 6. Inside this I'm going to add a tag, add some class names. Rounded md, bg blue 600, px will be 3.5, py will be 2.5, text will be sm, it will be semi-bold, text will be white, shadow will be sm, when hover bg will be blue 500. Right here, get start. If I save, this is our button. Add another tag, add some class names. Text will be sm, font will be semi-bold, leading will be 6, and text will be white. Live demo. If I save, this is our button. For now I'm going to remove this background, and this background, and instead of this add black. Okay guys, if you see the final version, this part is done. Now we are going to add the image part. Second div, add some class names. Display will be flex, justify will be end, gap will be 8, margin top will be 14, sm margin top will be negative 44, sm justify will be start, sm pl will be 20, lg margin top will be 0, and lg pl will be 0. For now I'm going to add bg will be blue. I add a height to 8. Okay guys, if you see the final version, we have 3 div. It's one div, it's another div, and it's another div. So I'm going to add div last name, flex will be none, pt will be 22, margin left will be auto, space Y will be 8, width will be 44, same margin left will be 0, padding top will be 80 in a small screen, LG order will be last, LG PT will be 36, Excel order will be none, Excel PT will be 80. For now, I'm going to add a BG of blue 100. If I save, if you check, this is our first div. So I'm going to copy this div. For the second div, I'm going to change the BG to 200. And for the third one, I'm going to add 300. If I save, we have this 3 div. Now I'm going to remove this height, remove this background also. This is our 3 div. The first image will be in here in this div, the second 2 image will be in this div, and the last image will be in here. So if you see, this is our first image in this div, and here we have a div and we have 2 images in here also. So let's add. This is our first image. So I'm going to add div class will be relative. Inside this div, I'm going to add an image. The source of this image will be from Unsplash photo. Add some class names. Aspect. The aspect will be 2, 3. Width will be full. Rounded will be Excel. And BG gray 900. And object will be cover. And shadow will be LG. If I save, this is our image. So I want to remove the background, move this BG background. This is now, if you see the final version, we have a ring around our image. Now I'm going to add that ring inside this. Below this relative div, add self-closing tag, class names. The salute inset will be 0, rounded will be Excel, ring will be 1, ring will be inset, ring will be gray 900. If I save, see the in here. For now, let's add red ring and remove this. In here we have a ring. If I zoom, it's our ring, guys. So I bring that to gray. So below this div, I'm going to remove previous class, add some class names in here. I mean this div. Flex will be none, margin right will be auto, space Y will be 8, width will be 44, and SM margin right will be 0, SM PT will be 52, and LG PT will be 60, 36. Yellow, change the background. If I save, our second div, inside this I'm going to add our image. If you see the final version, we have 2 images. So first I'm going to add a div relative, and inside this div I'm going to add our image. You can use this image from unsplash.com. Add some class names to this image. Aspect will be 2, 3, width will be full, rounded will be Excel, BG will be gray 900, and object will be cover, shadow will be LG. If I save, this is our first image. So now I'm going to copy this div, the div that has the relative class, and below this, that div, paste it. And I'm going to change here in something. At first, I'm going to change the image. If I save, check guys, we have the second image. For now, let's add this ring to gray for both of this. I save. This is, so I'm going to remove this background. So if I save and see, now I'm going to add the last 2 images. If you see these 2 images, so for that div that has the flex none class in here, now I want to delete these class names and add some class names. Flex will be none, it will be 32, this Y will be 8, width will be 44, and SM PT will be 0. So if I add a BG to yellow for that, if I save, inside this I'm going to, inside this div I'm going to add another div, some class, the relay will be relative. I'm going to add the image URL. This is our image, some class names to our image. It will be absolute 2, 3, width will be full, rounded will be Excel, BG gray 900, object will be cover, shadow will be LG. If I save, we have our first image. Now I'm going to add our ring, add some class names, the will be absolute, and set will be 0, and it will be Excel, rank will be 1, rank will be grade 900, and rank will be inset. If I save. So now I'm going to copy this. Before copying this, I want to remove this absolute. Now I'm going to copy this div as below, paste it, and change the source of image. If you see. So now guys, if you see the final version, we have this SVG grid. I'm going to add that. Go to the top, below this relative and isolate class. I'm going to add this SVG and save. If we see, it is our final version. I will provide the source code for you, and you can copy this SVG grid. So if you refresh, our component does not have any animation. If you check the final version, it has an animation. If you don't know how to install Framer Motion, go to your terminal, just write npm I framer-motion. Write it and click it, and it will install the Framer Motion package for you. So now I'm going to add import motion from Framer Motion. At first I want to add animation to this. Let's go and find the H2, write motion.h2, then add initial. The opacity will be 0, then will be 100, and will animate property at opacity will be 1, x will be 0. Add another property, transition, duration will be 1 second. If I save and go, check guys, it start from here to here with 0 opacity, and then the opacity will be 1. So let's add animation to this p tag, motion.div, initial opacity will be 0, x will be 100, and then while animate opacity will be 1 and x will be 0, and transition duration will be, if I save, let's check. So let's add animation to this div, our link div. I want to animate these two buttons, motion.div, initial will be opacity will be 0, x will be 100, animate opacity will be 1 and x will be 0, and transition duration will be 1. If I save, so guys, now I'm going to animate these images. Go in here, go find the first image. This is our first image. Initial, it will be, opacity will be 0, and x will be 100. Animate, x will be 2, opacity will be 100. So the transition duration will be 1. 1 second. Check guys. So now I'm going to find the next div. This is our next div. Inside this div we have two images, this image and this image. This is the first one, add motion.div, initial. Now in here y will be 1, negative 100, and opacity will be 0, and animate property will be y will be 0, and opacity will be 100, and transition and duration will be 1. If I save, oh, I should add this to this div, copy it, delete this, and add to this the div that has the relative class, motion.div, and I'm pasting in here. So I'm going to add another div that has the relative class. So I'm going to add motion.div. For this, I'm going to copy these properties and add to here. Only remove the negative 100 to. I'm going to add animation to these two images. In here we have this motion.div, and add initial will be x will be 100, opacity will be 0, and animate opacity will be red, and x will be 0, and transition duration will be 1. If I save, check guys, refresh. So now I'm going to copy these properties and add to this div that has the relative motion.div, and in here, paste it in here, only save that, don't change anything. This is our animation. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any question, suggestion, let me know in the comment down below. See you in the next video.